Mm. Hola, hola. Uh, if you guys, this is mostly for the coffee drinkers, but it's also for someone who wants to enjoy a morning drink. Or it doesn't have to be just a morning drink. You can make it in a drink for any time in the day. Essentially, it's cacao, the muddy cacao, which is pretty underrated if you ask me. Most people don't know about its benefits and how it can fix most of your problems. Like, first, just to do like a cacao versus coffee. Coffee uh, constricts your blood vessels, and that means that your blood circulation will get impaired because of its effects. While this cacao is doing the opposite. It dilates your blood vessels and improves blood circulation. So obviously it's very good for any heart condition. Besides that, it's got plenty of antioxidants as well. I know that coffee, it's well known for its antioxidant properties, but so is cacao. It's got flavonoids and polyphenols, plenty of them that are doing wonders to your immunity system. Immunity system. Yeah. I know I'm not really in nature today. I do have some patch of nature around me, and I'm just having a chill, drinking some cacao. What I'm referring to is it's not Nesquik. It's organic, raw cacao powder. There's also cocoa powder. There's also cocoa and there's cacao. The difference is that cocoa it's more processed. It's exposed to like higher temperatures to produce the actual cocoa. So some of its properties are lost in the process, like most of the foods that are highly processed or just minorly processed, but still they lose their benefits. Some of them, most of them, depending on the process. Yep. Looking at just to give you an insight on the vitamins, the nutritional value. It may be hard for you to read it because it may be mirrored, but I'm gonna tell it to you. I'm just gonna hold it for a sec so you know I'm not lying. I'm a true person. I like being true to myself, and therefore I'm being true to everything around me and everyone around me. Hey, yeah. So it's got protein, a lot of protein, and also a lot of fiber. Per 100 grams, we have 28 grams of protein and 24 grams of fiber, which is insane, isn't it? Like you could literally just use cacao powder instead of like highly processed and toxic protein powders that most bodybuilders use nowadays. You can just go with cacao powder and maybe add some other sources as well. There are many like uh, proteins that you can extract from different organic, raw, unprocessed foods. In terms of vitamins and minerals, it's got phosphorus, a lot of it. It's got magnesium, a lot of it. It's got iron, a lot of it. It's got copper, plenty of it. And it's also got manganese. Now, per 100 grams, it covers the phosphorus. It covers 111, 111. If you are with me, say hello. Percent of your recommended daily intake. Magnesium is 153% of your recommended daily intake. Iron is 67%. Copper is 407%. And manganese is 263%. That's insane, isn't it? Like, just enjoying your morning drink and knowing that it's doing wonders for your body, especially replenishing and being nutritious nourishing your body in such a complex way, in a sense, such a sophisticated way. Yay! Instead of caffeine, it is said that cacao has it's 99.9% caffeine free, so it's not gonna affect your sleep cycles. Usually chocolate, it is said to affect your sleep because, well, milk, because, well, sugars, and because all the additives that your body can't really understand what they are, and it's hard for it to like assimilate and process them. I suggest you just look it up. I've just covered some aspects of it just to give you an impression of what cacao can do for you. It's my morning drink, it's my afternoon drink, and I also use cacao powder in my oatmeal. I feel so energized, I feel so rejuvenated after having this kind of drink, and I don't go dozing off after the effect has worn off, because besides, like, compared to caffeine, the cacao actually its energizing effects last longer than the caffeine, so you could pretty much be energized throughout the day just by having your morning cacao. I would recommend, I don't know, just have a bottle, just add hot water, and just add the mighty cacao powder. That's it. You don't have to boil, you don't have to grind, you don't have to roast. You just do it simple, live healthy, keep it minimalistic in a sense, and it's not expensive. I mean, for 1 kilogram of cacao powder, I've paid 10 pounds. 10 pounds is like $12 or something, maybe $14, but something like that. You can easily find it on Amazon. Just search for organic raw cacao powder. The brand I'm using is called Seven Hills Whole Foods, which is amazing. It has a lot of foods that are really nourishing your soul, your body, then your soul, and your mind as well. It does wonders for your mind. It improves your brain function as well. And I don't know, it tastes so good, just cacao itself. I love the taste. I don't need any sugars, anything else added in my drink. Just give me some hot water and the cacao. That's me. If you still want to enjoy your morning drink and get rid of the caffeine, which is giving you trouble and it's also addictive, there's the alternative, which is so much more healthy, so much more better than coffee. I know it's a trend, coffee is pretty much a trend, but that's why I'm trying to expose the benefits of cacao powder and how much more rejuvenated it can be for you, just to give it a try, see how it goes. Yeah. On a side note, we were talking insecurities yesterday. I've got some dry skin on my forehead, just between my eyebrows, and a bit on my eyebrows. I guess I've just had a shower, like a cold one. Not cold, like not ice cold, but pretty cold one. But I guess my body doesn't really agree with the water that's pumped into the pipes, yeah. So yeah, you can give up coffee easily. You can stop your sleeping issues, and you can. I was also speaking habits, replacing a bad habit with a good one. That's one way to do it. If you're a coffee drinker, if you drink like energy drinks, also yeah, that's a big one, because I see how many people drink like energy drinks in the morning, which have the same effect because of the sugars mainly. They give you a buzz, and they dump you off. Then they dump you off, and you feel drained. That's why turn to cacao. Give it a try, experiment with it. Look it up. Search for cacao powder, organic raw cacao powder, and the benefits that it has, that it comes with. It's a lot of history as well behind it. It's known as the food of the gods in the Greeks mythology. You can get more into it. As I said, I've just given like a surface kind of impression. I can't stop myself drinking it. I'm not saying it's addictive, and I'm not saying like I have more than I should or anything. Obviously, everything in moderation. Cacao, I don't think it would do anything bad to you if you consume it like higher amounts. But just try to keep everything in moderation, nevertheless, because we have so much around us. There is so much produce that we can use. We don't have to like abuse a certain aspect of nature that bring us, like cacao. You can have cacao, but then you can also have just plain water. Just go for plain water sometimes. It's, 72% of our body, around 72%, is not specific, I guess, but around that range, we are water basically. So just water can do sometimes. With that being said, my friends, just look it up for yourself, because I've just given you like a taste of it, in a sense, and now I've probably made you more curious about it. So the internet is large. Go on Google, type in organic raw cacao powder benefits, and just dig into it. Get yourself a whole pack of it. If you ask me, it's much less expensive than coffee is. Maybe because it's not as a big industry as it is with coffee as well. But then, I don't know, if you drink your coffee with sugar and milk and whatever, you can do the same with the cacao powder. I would recommend you not doing it, but you may have your own reasons why you do it, so I'm not gonna say don't do it. You probably know it's not good for yourself. I know that some things are not good for myself, but I still do them. But I'm working on them, and we are all looking to improve and to evolve. So there's no judgment for you doing anything, because as long as you're working on it, as long as you're trying to figure out why you do it, that's all that is to, it's a journey. We need to experience things, and we need to understand ourselves better. We need to get to know ourselves better. So it's a process. We come here and we don't know a thing, and then we start knowing a few things, and then we start refiltering some things, because we realize, wait, this isn't good for me, so I'm just gonna dump it. I'm gonna drop it. So yeah, it's a journey, it's a process. We are all here to learn. Be gentle to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Understand that you may be doing things without your control, just because you may be having a lot of like emotional baggage, having a lot of like traumatic baggage that you haven't dealt with. So there's always a reason behind our actions. There's always, if you do something to boost your dopamine levels, or to trigger your dopamine, or to get some pleasure out of any substance or activity. Understand that what I mean by activity is not like working out. That's 100% good for you, and you should do more of that. What I mean is like negative behaviors that you know they aren't good for you, they're not serve you, but you still do them. Understand that there's a reason behind it, and understand that there's a lack within. There's something lacking, and therefore you're trying to compensate that lack with something else, which may not be good for you, but you know that from your experience it brings you a sense of pleasure, a sense of relief. It provides you with the hormones and chemicals, like the neurotransmitters that you need, like serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. And there was one more, oxytocin. Yay, we got them. The school went all right, I guess, although I didn't learn this in school, and I don't know if it's taught in school. But look, a birdie came to say hello, and he's gonna steal a piece of bread and just run off with it. Hey, like they usually do. Anyway, guys, I know we started off with coffee and cacao, but I always expand on my topics because it's not all just so subjective for me personally. It's not only it's not linear in a sense. So that's one reason why I go deeper, go beyond the subjectivity of it, go more objective and try to cover more aspects of it, because you may need to reach you. You may need to hear this. You may need to know why you need certain substances, why you're doing certain behaviors. And also, although I may not have the answer for you, just know that you can have the answer for yourself, because you are the one who is experiencing yourself every day. I may know a fragment of you because for example, I meet you today, so I'm gonna get a glimpse of you, a piece of you, but I won't be knowing everything that has gone through you throughout your whole life. You may not be aware of it as well, because it's hard to take accountability for everything that goes on. So yeah, all I can say is, from my own experience, the moment you start being more gentle to yourself, the moment you start being more compassionate and empathetic and understanding, but not necessarily being content with the things that you do. You can look at whatever you do and whatever you consume and question those things, like understand that they may not be good for you. Research, see how you feel when you do them, but then getting to a point where you understand why you do them, why you need to do them, what is the lack within yourself, what are you missing, what is it that that is missing, what is it? This is your own journey. You need to discover it for yourself. You can get a few answers from here and there, but they may not be what you're looking for. It may be a problem that it's so deep that... Oh, he came for one more. Go on, we can have one more. Yeah. So without making this any longer, as I was saying, be gentle, be understanding, be compassionate. Be the parent you've never had and you've always needed. You need to be that parent for yourself. You need to treat you the way you need to be treated. With compassion, understanding, not judging yourself, but always doing it like a reality check on you, and looking at yourself just like you would look at your inner child. Like you will have a kid, you will have a newborn. How would you treat it? How would you care for it? Allow yourself to be free. Don't restrict yourself. If you feel like doing something, do it. But then educate yourself in a way that you've never been, but you needed that kind of education, like a form of self-discipline. I know I can have this, but I choose not to because I know that it doesn't serve me, it doesn't do me good. That's what I mean. Care for yourself, just like you would care for your own child. That's how the parenting should start, with yourself first. Learn to nurture yourself first. Then having a child will be no problem at all, because you already know the process, because you already know the mechanism, because you already know how your body functions and how it responds to different triggers around you. Obviously we're all different, but then we have the same needs, you know. We need the same chemical balance, in a sense. We need the same generation of good feeling hormones and chemicals and neurotransmitters and that. Yeah, I probably should make a separate video on many other topics, but I'll just put a few glimpses here and there so you can also extract more from just one bit. And yeah, that's about me, guys. That's about me nowadays, today, at this present moment. And I feel like what needed to be shared has been spread around in a flow, in a flow, in a flow, yeah. So, you know what my wishes and blessings and desires are. I'm not gonna have to mention them again. Be gentle and learn to love yourself like you've never been loved before. Love y'all. It's all love if you make it.